So the Minnesota Timberwolves were obviously a breakout team last year. They were the 3 seed in the Western Conference, but they swept the Phoenix Suns in round number 1, and then they beat the Denver Nuggets in dramatic fashion in round number 2, winning a 7-game series, 4 games to 3, coming back down by 20 on the road in game 7. Anthony Edwards broke out into an absolute superstar, and they've honestly had a pretty nice offseason. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be rebuilding the new look Timberwolves. This team is relatively similar to what it was last year, but they did add Rob Dillingham. They gave up future first-round picks, which is kind of risky, but getting a game-changing scorer like Dillingham could be massive for them, especially in the post-Mike Conley era, because Conley is 37 years old, and you have Anthony Edwards, who, like I said in the intro, is becoming a superstar, is a superstar in this league. Karl-Anthony Towns, making a lot of money, still a really good player. The only reason you may look at him a little bit differently is because he's never led a team, and he's making a lot of money, but he gives you good stats. Gobert just won Defensive Player of the Year. Naz Reid just won Sixth Man of the Year. Jaden McDaniels is an elite perimeter defender. Nickeil Alexander-Walker improved so much on that end of the floor as well last year. They also added Terrence Shannon Jr. in the draft. So, hey, I think this team could win a title this season, and I'm excited to see what Rob Dillingham can do off the bench. Luka Garza could get minutes, but I think I am going to give those to Terrence Shannon Jr. I'd like to see what he can do. So for the regular season, this is what the rotation is going to look like. Conley, Ant-Man, McDaniels, Towns, and Gobert, with Naz Reid, Rob Dillingham, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Terrence Shannon Jr. off the bench. If Shannon Jr. does not perform well, maybe I'll get somebody else to kind of take a place in the rotation. You know who I do love on defense? Jalen Clark. I love his defensive ability at UCLA, and he could just be somebody else that spawns as like an elite perimeter defender for Minnesota. We're 4-star defense under Chris Finch. Obviously, if we don't win it all, we could think about breaking up the Cat Gobert front court this offseason, but what would we replace them with? I'm not sure. Not a great start losing to a, not, in my opinion, not a good Toronto Raptors team. Can we at least get, okay, we lose by 44 in game 2 of the year against the Miami Heat, and we were 0-3 to start off the year. Glad 2K really likes the Minnesota Timberwolves. We are 0-4. It's funny because like in the Portland Trailblazers rebuild, we did too good, and now we're doing too bad with a team that should be doing good. We finally get win number 1 in our 5th game of the season. Yeah, so maybe 2K doesn't like the Timberwolves that much. We are 22-29 right now, which puts us as the 11th seed in the Western Conference. We have a negative point differential, negative 3.5, which puts us as the 4th worst. We're up there with the Rockets, Jazz, and Trailblazers. It's kind of crazy how bad we are, which is, I don't know, kind of interesting that 2K doesn't like them that much with Anthony Edwards balling out, like Rob Dillingham having a fantastic rookie season. I don't know, Mike Conley's been bad. Damn, Mike Conley's falling off a little bit. All right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put Rob Dillingham to the starting lineup, and we're going to fortunately have to move Mike Conley to the bench. Terrence Shannon's actually been fine. I mean, I would like for him to be a little bit better of a three-point shooter. Naw's been good. Maybe we go a little bit less to Shannon, a little bit more to Naw. I don't know. Gobert and Towns, like, I don't know why this team hasn't been performing all that well. Oh, I can tell you why. Cat has been terrible. Wow. I guess I'd expect Cat to be somewhat better throughout the second half of the season, but that is a shocker. We're at the deadline right now. Is there a move to be made? I don't know. Gobert has a player option, and he may opt out of, I don't even know. This is going to get kind of interesting. And like, we want to re-sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker at the end of the year. I don't know if there's a Karl-Anthony Towns or Gobert trade to be made at the deadline. I mean, we need somebody to be a massive cap hold on the block. Like, I'm not trading Gobert for Nurkic and Grayson Allen, even though that's not a terrible, I don't know though. Like, Emmanuel Quickley would obviously be a ton of fun here. RJ Barrett's on the trading block. I don't know if we need somebody like RJ Barrett. Like, I still think Cat could be a number 2, unless we'd be intrigued about trying to do like Rudy Gobert for Brandon Ingram. I don't hate it. Do I like that? I mean, I don't hate it, and then we'd make Cat the 5 again. We'd move McDaniels to the 4. That's a crazy switch up, but then I'm just thinking, like, is Gobert going to leave me at the end of the year, right? And I don't know if I want to pay Gobert a long-term deal. So if we look at the Defensive Player of the Year voting, he is number 4 right now. So the Pelicans would be getting a really nice deal if they were even able to pull that off, because there is, I think, a big difference cap-wise. And Ingram did sign a 5-year deal, so this would be kind of like maybe a sign and trade. Could we just do this straight up? They need a center. I guess we could use a forward. This is a crazy deal to be doing at the deadline. They say no. I mean, I don't really have much. I would give you Leonard Miller. Yeah, I mean, or I don't have, like, first to give you. I'm not giving up any first. I'll give you seconds. They don't do it. All right, I think I'm just going to run. That was almost a crazy pivot, but yeah, I'm just going to run this team through the deadline and hope we could finish the season strong. And Luka Doncic wins MVP. Alex Sarr is your Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, Sixth Man of the Year. Depoy goes to Wemby. Jalen Johnson, Most Improved and Clutch Player of the Year is Tyrese Maxey, with Mark Daigneault being your Coach of the Year. On the first team, you got Lucas, Sabonis, Giannis, Jokic, and Trae Young. Second team, you got Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard, Halliburton, LeBron, and Wemby. Third team, you got Shea, Embiid, Ja, Maxey, and Booker. Defensive first team, no Timberwolves. Yeah, just no Timberwolves mainly all around. Yeah, I guess I was kind of shocked. I thought I would see Anthony Edwards make an All-NBA team. 2K, you do not like the Timberwolves that much. At least you like Rob Dillingham, who had a nice rookie season where he averaged 14 points, 6 assists, couldn't get a rebound, 48, 38, 89 splits. And here we are taking on the San Antonio Spurs in the first leg of the play-in tournament. That's how disappointing this team was. I mean, hey, injuries can happen. They could end up at this spot in real life, but I think we'd all be shocked. Anthony Edwards had a phenomenal year. It's a shame we finished this poorly. Mike Conley, damn, that fall off is not great. All right, so can we beat Wemby and the Spurs, or is Wemby going to beat us and advance in the play-in tournament? I don't think, own our first-round pick, or it's at least a swap. But I'm afraid we don't own it, so I would like to win because I'm not going to land a top guy in this draft. We're tied 92 apiece. This is to just get out of the first leg of the play-in tournament. And we're stressing. Oh, my God, we're down by 3. Oh, my God, we're going to lose. Wow. My God, we lost. We lost. Oh, Mike Conley decides to play well. Rob Dillingham played well. Ant took 14 shots, hit 6 of them. Cat, 15 shots, hit 6 of them. Wow. I'm actually speechless right now. Shea won Western Conference Finals MVP, Embiid Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and the Sixers beat the Thunder in 6 games. So, man. And Mike Conley retires, so there goes that trade asset. We are not screwed, but wow, man. That season was not fun whatsoever. I thought I was going to enjoy it a lot more. And unfortunately, in 2025, it's not a swap. The Jazz flat out own it. Okay, we have the 10th overall pick here. Oh, my God. I have to give up the 2nd overall pick. I have to give them Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg. No. No. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? The one time I'm like, please don't win the lottery. Oh, that is so painful. It would have been nice if I could have added Ace Bailey to this team. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, man. I was so excited for this rebuild, and I have to send the Jazz. This isn't even a swap because the Jazz ended up with the 4th pick. I wish this was a swap year. Oh, brutal, man. So, yeah, I just got to give them this pick. A lot of pain going on right now. A lot of pain. All right, what are we doing this offseason? Wow, I lost Conley. I lost the 2nd overall pick. Jazz are going to be picking at 2 and 4. That is insane. So I guess let's just start the draft and see what happens. Blazers number 1. They get Cooper Flagg. Sick for them. Number 2 with our pick. They take Carter Bryant. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit less like a little bit not as upset because it could have been Ace Bailey or Nolan Traore or, oh wow, come on, Malak 3, or Ace Bailey. So Ace Bailey ends up, I assume, no, they take Liam McNeely and Carter Bryant. All right, they kind of fumbled that draft for them. They could have taken Nolan Traore and Ace Bailey. We do own the 50th pick in this draft. I'm going to get Carter Knox, who I believe is the younger brother of Kevin Knox, who was originally going to Kentucky but decommitted because Calipari left. So interesting decision there by the Utah Jazz to go Carter Bryant 2nd. So we get Carter Knox with the 4th pick. Gobert opts in, which is nice because now we can look to move him because I think I am going to re-sign Naz Reid, who we could definitely start next year. We'll give Jalen Clark a qualifying offer for sure. I think we're going to look, our big move this offseason is we're going to obviously re-sign Naz Reid. Let's give him $88 million basically over 4 years. And then we are going to, I think, well, it's going to be 95. We're going to look to move Gobert. All right, I want to see if I could trade him to San Antonio. There could be the Wemby-Gobert connection. Wemby wants to play with his fellow Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, and they could have an elite defensive front court. I'd be getting Zach Collins. Could be a tradable contract. Keldon Johnson could also be a tradable contract. And I'd see if I can get Atlanta's unprotected first-round pick. They say no, but I do have some guys I could throw in. Like, I'll give you Josh Minot if that can get it done. I will give you 1 second. Come on, work with me here. I'll give you Luka Garza. That's probably it. Please do this. Come on, I'll throw in the 2nd. Please do this. Okay, well, the problem is, like, cap-wise, I don't know. There's not a lot I could do financially. I'm surprised they really can't afford this. I mean, I'll take Jock Lawndale instead of Keldon Johnson. They can't even do that. That would put them over the cap. I just would like an additional first-round pick. Could I get this Bulls pick? I assume not. Yeah, that's even more value. Could I get your first-rounder next year? Why is that? See, that's why I want the Hawks pick. It's like the least value. All right, give me this Hawks pick down the line, please. Oh my God, I can't give up any first. I can't, and I don't want to give up Leonard Miller, even though I may, to get this deal done. If I get the Hawks pick next year, I'll give up Leonard Miller. Okay, never mind. That is brutal. I thought this was actually going to be a fair trade, unless we just did Gobert straight up for Johnson and Collins, and I could look to flip them. Do they do this? No. Oh, but they would do Devin Vassell and Jock Lawndale. Okay, I'm going to do this. Welcome to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Devin Vassell, that is a huge pickup for us. I don't know where he's going to play. He may come off the bench next year. I would honestly, I don't know if I would play Anthony Edwards at the 1. Probably not. I don't think Vassell could play the 1 either. And we have McDaniels. I don't know who I'm going to start at the 4 or the 5. I think I may look to flip Wandale. We'll see. And we do sign Naz Reid. I'd like to bring back Nickeil Alexander-Walker as well. So let's do that. Let's give him a 3-year deal worth about $7.5 million per year. Boom. I can also sign a point guard as well. So let's get Jose Alvarado. Could I get him to a 3-year deal? Team option on the last year. Get us some nice defense at the point guard position. He agrees to that. Pick up the qualifying offer on Jalen Clark. Here's play progression with Ant at a 96, Cat at an 88, Reed at an 83, 84, McDaniels at an 83, Vassell 83. All right, a lot of progression from this team, which is nice. So 2K wants to go Reed at the 5. We're going to do Towns at the 5. I mean, this could be an issue defensively, but we'll see how it goes. I actually don't mind starting Alvarado out the 1, but then have like Vassell and Rob Dillingham come off the bench. Like, that could be a lot of fun, honestly. Like, they can get 30 minutes each off the bench. We'll have Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I guess Jock Landale get minutes. He may only get like, but I want to play Terrence Shannon. That's the thing. So Landale may get like 6 minutes tonight because then we could stagger some minutes out there. And I'm going to send, I think, Knox to the G League this season. So Ant's going to obviously play a ton. So Knox will go to the Iowa Wolves. Defensively, we are 3.5 stars. That could change over time. We'll see. First game of the year on the road against the Detroit Pistons. Please don't lose this one. And we end up winning by 12. Okay, good start to the year. Finally, we'll keep an eye on how the Spurs do with Gobert. And we are 23-28 at the trade deadline. Really odd that the game does not like the Minnesota Timberwolves too much. Jose Alvarado has been fine. I guess it's a weird point guard, but obviously Anthony Edwards is the lead initiator. We have McDaniels there. Naz Reid's been fine, but obviously like him a little bit more coming off the bench. I guess the next idea would be to move Cat, but I don't know if that's really the idea. Vassell's been good off the bench. I think I may look to make a move at the deadline. Like, Wandale's making $8 million a year. I wonder if I can attach something to him. And I'm going to do this trade with the New York Knicks. We're going to be basically swapping Jock Wandale for B-Ball Paul, but they're giving me a first-round pick for Leonard Miller, who I don't know is going to crack the rotation while he's developing. The Knicks, we can let them develop him, honestly. I think we're going to run with this team. I think we're going to play B-Ball Paul a decent amount of minutes, though. But I think also what I'm going to do is Alvarado's going to get, like, 14 minutes a night. We're going to move him to the bench. Vassell could be the full-on 6th man. And then we're going to go like 14 minutes a night to B-Ball Paul. And we'll have Terrence Shannon be the last spot. I don't know if I'm fumbling Shannon's development, but it honestly hasn't gone great so far. I'm just hoping we play a little bit better in the second half. And Luka Doncic wins MVP with Cooper Flagg winning Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey is your 6th man of the year. Wemby Depoy. Most improved is Stephon Castle. Jalen Brunson Clutch Player of the Year. And Coach of the Year is Jason Kidd. Here's all NBA first team with Luka, Jokic, Wemby, Sabonis, and Giannis. Second team with Tatum, Paolo, Embiid, Shea, and LaMelo. Third team with Halliburton, AD, Cade, Morant, and Trae Young. So no Minnesota Timberwolves anywhere. We'll see where the Spurs ended up. They end up as the 5th seed. We are currently the 9th seed in the play-in tournament once again. Man, 2K does not like the Minnesota Timberwolves. So our pick this year is a swap with the Jazz, and the Jazz are also kind of bad. So I guess if we miss out on the playoffs, it's not the end of the world, because we should be able to keep our pick, like I said, since it's a swap with the Jazz. So can we make it out of the first leg of the play-in tournament, or are we going to lose like we did last year in the first leg to the Spurs? Are we going to do the same to the Lakers? Do they even have LeBron anymore? I don't think so. They don't have LeBron anymore. So please beat them. I would be kind of upset. We're at home, too. That would be nice to beat them. Don't think we're going to beat them. All right, we get blown out. Oh, my God. We got outscored 51-27 in the fourth quarter. This has been a hard rebuild so far, man. I don't know. I think if, like, the next 2 years for the Timberwolves ended up in play-in tournament defeats, I think Cat would be gone as well. And I think that's what we're going to look to do this offseason. That is a shame. I wanted to win the title with Cat and Gobert, but it's not going to happen. You have the Hornets and the Mavericks in the finals, and LaMelo beats Luka. Okay. The Spurs end up getting a playoff series victory with Gobert. Lonzo is there now, and Wemby, but they ended up losing in round number 2 to the Thunder. As Russell Westbrook heads to the Hall of Fame, jersey retirements, Russ and Kyle Lowry. And like I said, we will be able to keep our pick, which is nice. It is not going to the Jazz there at number 12, but I wish it would have moved up in the lottery this year. The Jazz do, I guess, not get their pick at 5. Either way, we're getting their pick here because I think that 5th overall pick is still protected. And unfortunately, when you're a roster creator, you can't adjust draft picks, only the roster. So I'm not going to fire Chris Finch. I'm not going to. And honestly, I think this trade could work best for both parties. I'm going to try to hold on to the 12th overall pick. We'll see. But I'm going to get Fred VanVleet from the Brooklyn Nets. He averaged 17 points last year, 6 assists. They were able to absorb him into their cap space. And I'm going to start him at point guard. He's 32. He may regress. And Nick Claxton can basically be our center. Someone that can rim protect, block some shots. I'm going to be the anchor for the defense. And then we can have Naz Reid at the 4. Like I said, I'm going to try to get this deal done without the 12th pick. And I'd throw in Jose Alvarado. And I could throw in, I guess B-Ball Paul would probably get it done. Let's see if they prefer Alvarado. They would want some draft capital. I don't need or really want to go after Cam Johnson. I'll give you pick 31. Does that get it done? Damn, they really want to counter here. I guess I'd rather give up Minnesota's first that we got in the Leonard Miller deal, or excuse me, New York's first than my 12th overall pick. They agree to that, so the Nets get some more draft capital, and now just basically own every New York Knicks pick going forward. So I have the 12th overall pick. The Nets are rebuilding, but they get AJ Dembele as well to pair him up with Karl-Anthony Towns. And I get Jalen Harrelson out of Duke here with the 12th overall selection. So we're going to sign him. The Heat ended up getting Cameron Boozer with the 2nd overall pick. So we got Rob Dillingham, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Carter Knox team options that we got to pick up. Now, before free agency starts, I think we're good at point guard. I'm excited to see Dillingham come off the bench. We're definitely fine with the wings next year. Naz Reid is going to be a power forward. Let me actually just change that right now. We don't really have too much money to spend, but I can take a flyer on like a Toumani Camara, which I'd be a fan of if we could pull that off. Very nice. And Jalen Green has signed with the Miami Heat. Chris Middleton signed with the Atlanta Hawks. Player progression, Anthony Edwards is a 97 overall. We got Van Vliet, Vassell, like really good pieces around. Ant-Man, we'll see if they're the right pieces, though. All right, so this is what the top 7 is going to look like. Van Vliet, Edwards, McDaniels, Reed, and Claxton, with Vassell and Dillingham, top 2 guys off the bench. And then I think I'm not going to play Terrence Shannon for now. I think People Paul can get like 12 minutes, and we're going to go 19 and Nah. We'll see if we're going to incorporate him into the rotation, or Carter Knox as well, or any of those guys. I'm going to send our first-round pick, Jalen Harrelson, to the G League. System proficiency, 4-star defense. We'll stick with that. And hopefully this can actually be a year that we finish with a top 6 spot in the Western Conference. We get off to a solid start-ish. All right, this is our best season yet halfway through. At 34-19, we're the 2 seed in the Western Conference. Half a game behind the Lakers, who are really good as a team, and they have Zachary Risache now somehow. Point differential-wise, we are so close behind them, so I think we could also take them in a playoff series. I'm not too worried about that team. I feel like we do actually have nice complementary pieces around Ant-Man. Fred VanVleet is dishing the ball out, but he's not hitting his 2s. He's hitting his 3s. I don't know. He's doing better than Mike Conley was in our first year. He's doing better than Jose Alvarado, in my opinion, in year 2. I just don't know if he's the guy. I mean, we'll see. I like Dillingham's role as a scorer off the bench. He should win 6th man of the year. Like, him and Vassell should be up there in the running, and Dillingham is the top favorite. So we'll see how far this team can go. I don't think I'm going to make any moves right now. Contract extension-wise, nobody's really imminent. Nick Claxton, I think, is fine. It is cool that we got Nick Claxton and Anthony Edwards. I'm not sure if they played. No, I don't think they played together at school, because Claxton was 2019, that draft, and Anthony Edwards was a freshman in 2020. But either way, it is cool to have 2 Georgia guys on the team. So we end the season. Jokic is your MVP. Cameron Boozer, the 2nd overall pick, rookie of the year. Rob Dillingham takes home 6th man of the year. There we go. 18.7 assists off the bench. Okay, Rob, I see you. Wemby Depoy, most improved, goes to Hugo Gonzalez in Dallas. Ja, clutch player of the year, and Bickerstaff coach of the year. Do we get Anthony Edwards on an all-NBA team? How? Why do they disrespect the Yaman? How is Julius Randle getting a spot over? And do they not know it's positionalist now? That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But we are the 1 seed in the Western Conference, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who do have Rudy Gobert off the bench. It looks like they did re-sign him. He's getting about like the DeMar DeRozan deal that just happened. I don't know. That's going to be a good defensive team. They do have Jaden Ivey and Keldon Johnson on the perimeter. That could be a little bit of a mismatch for us in our offensive scoring wings. Fred VanVleet shot the ball pretty well in the second half of the year. Like, those are really good numbers. I will take that. I think this is a deep enough team to win an NBA Finals this year. I don't know, though. Like, we were just, like, playing tournament eligible, and then we lose in the first 2 legs. Damn, we barely beat them by 2 points here, and we got it. Wow, the Thunder didn't make the playoffs? Wait, what? Oh, my God. We got luck. Wait, did they not bring back Chet Holmgren? What are you doing? So Chet Holmgren signed with the Utah Jazz. Him and Markkanen in that front court is pretty sick. Game number 2 goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We ended up winning 134-115. Rob Dillingham posts 34 points off the bench. Unreal stuff. Game number 3 goes to the Spurs. Game 4 goes to the Timberwolves. And game 5 goes to the Timberwolves, and we are going to advance to take on the Kings in round number 2. That is what I'm talking about, as Anthony Edwards had 22 points in that series. Now we're going to play him a little bit more. I mean, he's getting 42 minutes a night. I don't know why he only played like 30-ish on the last game. So we're taking on the Kings. They got Trey Murphy. They got Grant Williams, Malik Monk off the bench, Simone Fontecchio off the bench. Game 1 goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, 132-121. There we go. Game 2 goes to the Sacramento Kings. We ended up losing by 40. Game 3 goes to the Kings. We lost by 9 in overtime. Damn, Sabonis puts up an insane performance. Rob Dillingham had 35 points on elite efficiency, but it was not enough. Game 4, we tied up. We win 119-111 on the road. Game number 5 is going to go to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We win 143-126. Naz Reid with 30 and 10. Can we win game number 6? No, we are going to a game 7. 112-103 goes to the Sacramento Kings. Can we do it? Can we beat them at home in game 7 of round number 2? It's what the Timberwolves were in game 7 of in the 2024 playoffs. We're down by 8 in the third quarter. quarter. Can we make a fourth quarter run? Down by 2. There we go. We come back. Can we take the lead? Yes, we can. We're outscoring them 28-12. We've learned from our mistakes. We've been on the other end of blowing a fourth quarter and I guess, win or go home game for sure. I know the play-in tournament ain't the same as round number 2, game 7, but the Timberwolves win 123-114. Ant with 32. Dillingham with 30 points in 26 minutes. He is unreal. And we're taking on the LA Lakers with Davion Mitchell, Connect, Reshaping, Keegan Murray in the NBA Western Conference Finals. You got Atlanta and Detroit over there, a 1 seed versus 2 seed. Both 1 seeds win game number 1. Vassell with 30 points off the bench. Van Vliet with 12 assists. Game number 2 goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, 130-125. Naz Reid, you are an absolute beast. Same with you, Nick Claxton. Game 3 goes to the Lakers. They stay alive. AD's got 25. Connect 21. Game 4 goes to the Timberwolves by 1 point. Wow. Oh my God. They choked that fourth quarter. We outscored them by 16 to win by 1. And can we win game 5? Yes, we can. 132-126. And with 34 points. And we're taking on the Detroit Pistons in the NBA Finals. All right, here we go. Ant versus Cade. Game 1 goes to the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, not the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft. Game number 2 goes to the Pistons. Come on. Don't make me go to the finals to lose to the Pistons. We do end up winning game 3 to stay alive, 142-109. Dillingham is an absolute beast offensively. Like, Van Vliet ain't the scorer he used to be. He's been good, though. Game 4, they go up 3-1. Damn, they won by 3. Can we make a comeback or are we screwed? Can we please make a comeback? Yes, we can maybe. Can we force a game 7? The Georgia guys are showing up. We're basically the Eagles of the NBA. Game 6, please. No, we ended up losing. And Cade Cunningham is your finals MVP. That is brutal. All right, so that's obviously a disappointing exit to the playoffs, but I do think like this team is in position to be back. I just needed a couple hours, you know, just get into a better feeling, get into a better mood, because you know what, this was a disappointing like start to the rebuild, but I think we've done better surrounding Ant with complementary pieces, defenders, passers, dribblers, shooters. I'm worried about Fred VanVleet's regression here into his age 34 season. I'm hoping we can get one more good year out of him because I do like his fit on this team. Draft lottery-wise, I did see our team for a brief second. I don't know why. We must have had one of those teams' picks, but it is protected. So we do have our pick at 29, though, in this year's draft. We're going to keep Chris Finch as our head coach as well. And I kind of want to run this team back. I do like it. Like I said, though, it's a big risk. If Fred VanVleet regresses, we'll see if that happens. We do own the 29th overall pick, in which I ended up getting Ralph Gregory, a wing out of Miami. So we're going to sign him. Like, we do have a plethora of these guys because we do have Terrence Shannon. We do have Carter Knox. We do have assets to make a trade if I feel like we can upgrade there. I'm going to bring back Knox and Tumani Kamara. Knox obviously being a former second rounder. Hopefully get him back on the QO. We don't have any free agents. We do have a little bit, wow, Isaiah Collier we can get on the mid-level. That is kind of crazy, honestly, but we don't really need him because I have Dillingham as the backup 5. So I think I'm just going to look to get back B-Ball Paul, and that probably will be it for me in free agency. So here at player progression, we don't see Van Vliet regress, which is nice to see. Anthony Edwards is up to a 98. It says he's a 99 in the top left, which is pretty sick. And we're going to pretty much run out the same lineup out there. Ant's going to play a ton. Like, we have just great complementary pieces around him, which makes me so confident that this team can make a run this year. And like Jalen Harrison as well could get minutes on this team. We're really good. All right, so this team is 28-25 at the deadline. Probably not where I want to be right now. We're currently the 8th seed in the West. We do have roughly the 4th best point differential. We are tied with a couple teams. I think we could be active at the deadline for sure. Maybe we are looking for a number 2, even though I think Dillingham could heat up in the playoffs for us. We do have a Devin Vassell who could start. Naz Reid's been really good. I thought maybe he could be the odd man out. I think we're going to probably start Dillingham over Fred VanVleet come playoff time. McDaniels, I wish could be a little bit more efficient offensively. But I think I'm going to give it one more shot with this core. And if we don't win at all, we're probably going to move VanVleet and possibly Jaden McDaniels in the offseason. We're going to get an extension done with Nick Claxton before the offseason, as well as Rob Dillingham, which is actually a really nice deal. And one more signing as well. We're going to re-sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And Wemby wins the 2020 would-be 8 MVP award. Petaway is your Rookie of the Year. Dylan Harper, 6th man. Wemby, Depoy, Most Improved, Caden Boozer. Clutch, Wemby, and Coach of the Year is JB Bickerstaff. Anthony Edwards has just been massively disrespected in this video, unfortunately. No All-NBA appearances. We did have a really strong second half, though, when we finished as the 2 seed in the Western Conference. We did have the best point differential as well, which makes me believe we could potentially get out of the Western Conference. I think I'm actually going to start Dillingham over VanVleet for the playoffs. So yeah, let's get Dillingham in the starting lineup. I think VanVleet can get 28 minutes. I'm debating starting Vassell over McDaniels. I think they're going to play both 28 minutes a night. We're going to give Probably Dillingham 33. Let's go 30 to Naz Reid. Let's go 33 to Nick Claxton. And then we're going to give Paul and Reed, or yeah, we'll go one more to Nickeil Alexander-Walker just as a wing. System proficiency, this is going to be 3.5 star Chris Finch just because Dillingham's not a great defender. Utah's got a good young team, and they do have Chet Holmgren as well. I tried trading for Lauri Markkanen at the deadline. Really couldn't get a deal done, and they beat us by 15 to start things off. Isn't that great? Come on, Ant-Man. Step up. Game 2 goes to Minnesota by 15. There we go. He heard me. Rob Dillingham, though, is an absolute beast. Game 3 goes to Utah. This is a 7 seed, man. There's no reason for us to lose. Anthony Edwards shot 4 for 13. Game 4 goes to Minnesota. We end up winning by 26 points. Ant had 31. Game 5 goes to Minnesota. That is a huge win by 21 points. Dillingham is averaging 26 and 10 in the playoffs. I know the defense isn't great, but the offense is on another level. But we're going to a game 7. Don't lose this. Don't. Thank God. Oh my God, we ended up winning by 12. That was so risky of me to just not even simcast that. So we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies in round number 2. Have a chance to get revenge on them for them knocking out the Timberwolves in the 2022 playoffs. They have Vucevic at the 5. How old is he? 37? Okay. Should be a nice matchup for Nick Claxton. Then they do have Dylan Harper off the bench. Game 1 goes to Memphis, though, by 5 points. Ja had 37 and 11. Game 2 goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So exactly what happened in round 1. Can somebody else step up besides the backcourt? This is embarrassing. Scored 120 points, and nobody scored above 15 points outside of 3 guys, or outside of 6 points. Game 3 goes to Memphis. Oh my God, we lost by 3. Damn. Game 1 moves by 5. Game 3 moves by 3. We do tie it up. Our wins have been nice, but our losses have been just close losses. We are down 3-2. Oh my God, we lose by 4. Every loss against Memphis has just been super close. Please force a game 7. We're down 3-2. We were up 3-2 against Utah. We're playing great on the road, but we're just going back and forth, back and forth. This is a close one, man. We're tied 101 apiece. They have a lot of momentum right now. We're tied 103, up by 5, up by 7, and we are going to force a game 7 because of Naz Reid, Rob Dillingham, and Nick Claxton, who had 18 rebounds. So our second straight game 7. This one is at home. I mean, every loss so far has been within like 6 points. So let's hope we, oh my God, what is that third quarter? Damn, it's always the third quarters that get to us. Well, I'm going to have to break up this core in the offseason. Yeah, it's sad to see it go. Fred VanVleet's probably going to get moved. As much as I love his defense, I think we're going to trade Jaden McDaniels, or at least try to add one more offensive piece, and it's a Pelicans-Cavs finals with the Cavs winning in 5 and Donovan Mitchell being your finals MVP. Man, this is going to be a long rebuild. I did not expect it to be this long. There goes Steph. James Harden retires on the New York Knicks. I mean, Chris Finch is a free agent. I'm probably going to bring him back, though. Yeah, I tried signing Steve Kerr, but that didn't happen. So let's bring back Chris Finch. And we're going to be doing this trade with the New York Knicks. We're sending Jaden McDaniels for basically Mikal Bridges getting an I don't think an upgrade offensively. Or an upgrade offensively, yes, but not an upgrade defensively. But still Mikal, good defender. And then swapping VanVleet for Randall, which means we're going to have Naz Reid come off the bench again. We do have to give up our 2028 first, which means so we won't have a draft pick next year or this year. We're going to bring back Jalen Harrelson. We could still make a move at the deadline. I'm going to bring back Knox and Kamara for that reason. Terrence Shannon, going to bring him back as well. Could have some trade value, we'll see. And Julian Champagnie as well, let's bring back. Or sign, sorry, not bring back. Carter Knox accepts the qualifying offer, same with Tumani Kamara. Here we go, player progression, Ant starting to regress. Hopefully, these are the complementary pieces that we could surround him. I mean, Julius Randle's starting to regress as well. And the rotation is definitely going to look a little bit different this year. We got a couple former like New York guys and Brooklyn guys. I think we're going to actually see what Harrelson can do instead of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Vassell and Naz Reid going to get a ton of minutes off the bench. We'll go 29 to Claxton. Let's just do 29 to Julius Randle. Let's do 31 to Bridges. 31 to Rob Dillingham, and a ton to Anthony Edwards. And let's see how this team performs in what would actually be the 2029 season. And I'm going to make a trade at the deadline. Julius Randle and Carter Knox for Lauri Markkanen and Darrell King. I just think Markkanen will be a better offensive player for us, and they get a nice prospect in Knox. So Markkanen is just going to take Randle's minutes. And we are 40-11 at the deadline. Let's win a championship. And Wemby wins another MVP award. David Saunders is your Rookie of the Year. He was the #1 overall pick. Dylan Harper, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, Depoy, Most Improved, Liam McNeely, and Jalen Brunson, Clutch Player of the Year. We got Coach of the Year and Chris Finch. We won 60 games. But do we get Anthony Edwards on an All-NBA team? We do not. The blatant disrespect to the Ant-Man in this video. So we're taking on the Grizzlies, a team that beat us last year in the playoffs. We could look to get revenge. They won 39 games this past season. This team should be really good. It really should be. Ant is 27 years old. We have really good pieces around him. If you lose to Memphis in round number 1, I give up. We lose game 1, actually, which is sad. But then we do end up winning 4 in a row, which is good. Markkinen and Ant were great. Dillingham was great. Naz Reid is great. Our power forward room is the best in basketball. Taking on Portland in round number 2, they do have Cooper Flagg. They do have Juan Wick, Jaime Jaquez, Scoot, Shaden Sharp, Aiden is still there, Denny's still there, Time Lord is still there. Can we advance to the conference finals? They win game 1, and we win in 7. Okay, that was scary. We ended up winning by 15. We're in the conference finals taking on the Pelicans, who were in the NBA finals last year. We could beat this team. They don't even have Zion anymore. Game 1, Minnesota. Game 2, New Orleans. Game 3, Minnesota. Game 4, Minnesota. Do not blow a 3-1 lead. Oh my God, I can't. Come on. How? Oh my God. And the Pelicans win in 6, and VJ Edgecombe is your finals MVP. What do I need to do? We were up 3-1 in the conference finals, and you guys blew it. You blew it. Damian Lillard heads to the Hall of Fame. I'm determined to win a championship. Like, I want to bring most of this team back. It's a good team. I don't know why we can't get it done. Do we have any big name free agents? Oh yeah, I'm surprised. Like, Anthony Edwards would probably want to leave us right now, honestly. After the way, if he leaves us for Toronto, oh my God. That would be insane. Let's bring back Naz Reid. I actually may end the video for the first time ever in free agency if he leaves me. Okay, thank God. I say it every year that this team could win a championship. Can Ant not be the #1 on a title team? Maybe that's why he's never made it to an All-NBA team. And Victor Wembanyama is your MVP once again. He wins it every year. Jalen Harrison, most improved. Yeah, this guy is really good. But are we going to actually see this team win a championship? I can't say I'm confident. Round 1, we're taking on the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Sor Thompson, Mark Williams. Are we going to lose to an 8 seed? I mean, that would be kind of funny if that happens. We end up gentlemen sweeping them. All right, good start. Anthony Edwards was great. Jalen Harrelson, who we have been patient with and developed. We're taking on the OKC Thunder in round 2. Simon Shea, J-Dub, Clay Hardaway, Hartenstein, Topic, Aiden Sheridan. Are we going to advance to the conference finals? Yes, we do. We sweep them. But can we beat the MVP Wemby? And they brought back Kawhi. That's pretty cool. Here we go. NBA Finals? All right. We actually mowed through the West. And we're taking on the Cavs, who have been here in the finals. They got Dyson Daniels. They got Bilal Coulibaly, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Can we get it done? We're 12-1 in the playoffs. And we go... Wow. How do we not make it... Oh my God, to the finals last year. And then I keep the team the same. Just Jalen Harrelson breaks out, and then we go 16-1. I'll take it. Not gonna lie, that rebuild was a little bit hard. It didn't need to be that hard. Either way, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate it if you drop a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which team I should rebuild next, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.